general contractor looking for partnership with a realtor, please contact us. So as a realtor, we have access to a Rolodex of properties. Other besides the MLS, obviously there are lots of platforms we can use to search these properties, and that we're not going to disclose.
Who can take the most advantage in the Fixer Upper right now?
Yeah, and this is another secret. Oh, wow, we're just getting exposed. You're letting us expose everything right now. I like my life easy, so when it's complicated, I'm not going to do it. So when a paycheck comes in for me, going back to how I spend, when a paycheck comes in, I look at it and I'm like, 50% will go in my pocket. Right? 50%. The other 50% is going to go into marketing, blah, 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 blah. One of the things that I'm doing to combat a lot of these challenges is simple. One, look at your finances, right? Let's all look back at our finances. Welcome to our podcast. Hey, Atika, how's the last couple of weeks, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think I've just been in and out of being sick and taking care of kids who've been sick.
Oh my God, it's already February. And we just came from a long winter coming into spring. In Central Valley, one of the biggest things is fog.
Yes.
And all the crazy accidents that's been happening.
Yes.
Right? I know you've been here for at least a year now. Welcome to Central Valley. Now you're not a newbie. What are the things that you've seen in Central Valley that you didn't know about, right?
So for me, I think the fog was definitely surprising just because I remember coming to Tracy for the last 4 years, searching for homes, new construction, and we've never experienced the fog. And then we see all this fog this year, cannot see the light in, the car in front of us, their headlights. And I'm like, now this is a surprise.
Yes.
And to be honest, it feels like it's been here forever.
It's been hovering for, I think, longer than usual.
Yeah.
But one thing, if you don't know Central Valley, one of the things with the fog, it is everywhere sporadic. Yeah. But the most that I've seen is in those 2-lane freeways, yes, like Highway 4, from Brentwood to Central Valley, Stockton.
A lot of these freeways which don't have buildings around it,
yes,
or just like open land, that is where most of the fog is just like, it's just staying there, lingering,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a shocker.
So the best times to drive, right, is when the sun is coming out and the fog starts to dissipate, right? So if you're commuting from, I don't know, Central Valley to south more, like towards Fresno, then definitely be careful driving during those early hour mornings to the afternoon. But my daughter went to Los Angeles and she did not even tell me. She didn't even tell me that she was going to drive number 2, number 3 during January for all this whole mess, right? And then she sends me a picture of her going down a ride in Disneyland saying, "Hey, Mom, check us out." And I'm like, "Where the are you?" And she says, in Disneyland. "How did you get there?" She said, "Drive." Are you crazy? There's fog, especially on 99. And she goes, "Oh, Mom, we left at 5 in the morning." Never, ever do that. Yeah. Never leave at 5 in the morning. You want to leave at least around 10. So when you're in the, central California, Bakersfield, Fresno, it's about 11, 12, and the sun's like directly above you, right? So definitely be careful with those times.
I think the 50-car crash or whatever that happened, that was near Bakersfield.
Oh,
so
it's like, are you kidding me?
We went to LA, I believe, for Thanksgiving, and it
was already fog?
There was so much fog on the way back, and like couldn't see the roads, couldn't see the freeway, so it was really bad.
So hopefully we're not dissuading you to come to Central Valley. Central Valley is still booming. Yeah. So definitely just know that.
One of the factors to consider.
Yes. So what else can we talk about Central Valley besides real estate? I don't think this time we want to focus on the real estate part because we talk about real estate so much. Yeah. But we've been asked plenty of times, is it still booming? Right? Yes. What do you think?
So I feel like there is a shift in the change of buyers I've been meeting, and there are a lot of new couples, newly married couples who are looking for homes in the Tracy area and the Mountain House area. And whenever I ask them that, what is the reason? I mean, you guys just moved to California from, XYZ state. And to be honest, all of them are looking for more space. They said, we have family who want to come and live with us. They want to stay with us potentially. Next gen, we want to have like a bigger home, bigger living room, a bigger backyard. And most of them want like a really decent sized backyard.
Well, Central Valley.
And they're like, that's why we're looking in Central Valley. The schools are great. Lots of other, newly married people or people with younger kids are moving. And that is what's enticing them to move here. And they said, potentially, if we purchase now, we can buy a lot of square footage in our budget. And in the future, as the prices, increase, the price per square foot, their equity will increase in the same way.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a good time to buy in
I think
Central
it's a
Valley.
booming area. And I just read this article for first-time home buyers. Absolutely. If you're your barrier to entry is easier in the Central Valley. And Central Valley can encompass anywhere, right? Mountain House, Tracy, Lathrop, Manteca, all the way down to Ripon, Modesto, all the way north to Sacramento, Elk Grove. There's lots of choices. And it can range from $450,000 to $2 million if that's something you're looking for, because anything like that in the Bay Area is like $2 million minimum.
Yeah.
So it's a great start to come here, and a lot of things are building up. Some of the areas, like we have a new water park that's probably going to be supposedly coming.
Yeah, they got the permit and the funding, so
in
that's
Tracy.
great.
Yes. And we have restaurants and new stores coming
Yeah.
in all the time.
All the time.
I think we have IKEA.
We have
also
IKEA in Manteca. They just
Manteca.
opened up. Mhm.
IKEA in Manteca. My daughter talks about this all the time because she's in the Bay Area. Dutch Bros. No sponsorship, but if you guys want to sponsor us, please call me. Dutch Bros, right? Do you like Dutch Bros?
I don't think I've had it, but my sister loves Dutch
It's right
Bros.
off of Lathrop.
Yeah.
So
My
I guess
sister-
it's a huge thing for the Bay Area folks, because we have a lot of Dutch Bros over here, and they don't have Dutch Bros over there.
Whenever my sister's coming from Seattle, I see her putting up a Dutch Bros story that, hey, we're in California now because we just stopped at a Dutch Bros.
Dutch Bros, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not fond of Dutch Bros, nothing against them, but it's another sugar drink, I got on, again, my daughter, because she's drinking this Red Bull with something in it, and I'm like, what are you doing with Red Bull? Don't you know that's unhealthy? Are you kidding me? Any Red Bull, Celsius,
Yeah.
Monster, stay away from all of those. Those all have chemicals.
Well, I cannot say that. Then I'd be a hypocrite because me and my husband both like Red Bull a lot.
Stop.
I know
It's
we
not
should.
good for your body.
I know.
Oh my goodness. And I should stop drinking coffee too. I think they were saying there's mushroom coffee, and
yeah.
not the mushroom that y'all probably thinking if you're young. This is real mushroom that's clean and good for you. Okay, so
Yeah.
mushroom coffee.
All of these healthy stores sell it now.
right? So mushroom coffee,
But I heard it tastes like, it's an acquired taste.
is it like dirt?
Like umami flavor.
I think, and everyone's gonna hate me for this, and I'm okay with that. Matcha tastes like dirt. Don't you drink matcha?
It tastes like earth.
Yes, it's like,
Whenever I drink it, I'm like, I'm tasting the earth. It just,
oh my.
I know, it's this fad, which, I mean, I've been trying to get more comfortable.
Is it? Does it have caffeine?
Yeah. It does
Okay.
green tea extract, I believe.
Okay,
right?
yeah. I'm just not fond
like-
of dirt.
Or maybe it's like dried up green leaves. I don't know. But yeah, it has caffeine. So a lot of people have replaced it with coffee beans, and now that's why they drink matcha. It's healthier, apparently. It's really good for the body. It has antioxidants, but it's an acquired taste.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I want to see in Central Valley, and hopefully to all the business owners that are coming into Central Valley, is the healthy stuff, because I'm a health freak, right? Whatever you want to call it. But here's a big comparison to LA, where I love going on my spare time, and Central Valley. They have a plethora of choices of healthy eating, drinks, everything. Even when I traveled outside of the country, the options is not just soda and carbonated flavored water. They're actually serving guava juice, like literally pure guava juice is amazing. And I know you're Indian, so
Yeah, we love guava.
guava is like the thing, right?
We're all about the guava and the mango.
Pure pineapple juice, that stops a lot of inflammation in everyone's body. Don't overdo it, but pineapple juice, it's like, do you have pineapple juice? I don't want Diet Coke. I don't want Sprite. I don't want sugar drinks. Can you give me just natural juice with no processing? Just do that. Like,
The
so
pressed juice.
we need more of that in Central Valley, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, we need more of
I
that.
think that culture is still like, I feel like it's coming up now as people are, trying
Getting healthy.
getting healthy, and a lot of younger people are moving here. So
Absolutely. And what I'm about to share, since we're on the healthy topic, I don't want to dissuade you, but I think it's an epidemic. I haven't looked into it. This is all raw footage right now, is valley fever. Like valley fever is huge. I don't know how huge it is, but it's affected a lot of people in my family and in my circle. Do you know about valley fever?
I think the only person I know who has ever talked about valley fever is Sam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So valley fever, talking about valley fever again. So there's been a lot of family members and friends that have been affected by valley fever and it's in Central Valley. And I know there's certain parts throughout the entire country that have this fungus in the soil. So when there's a lot of development that happens in all these areas in Central Valley, this fungus goes up in the air and it affects people differently. You and I both can go into an area where it may not affect you and it'll affect me because our immune system, right? And then once you inhale it, it feels like the flu. It travels to your lungs and it can possibly get into your spine and your brain. Is mortality on there? Absolutely. So get checked if you feel like you have flu symptoms or something. Definitely go to the doctor and ask them, hey, is this valley fever? Because that's one thing that I see a lot of folks around me are experiencing. But there's other things also coming into Central Valley, right? I mean, we had the big mosquito thing too. I'm sure that's everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's across the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
mosquitoes.
when I stayed in Milpitas, we would get those mosquito alerts and people coming in fumigating.
Oh yeah, and there's mosquito abatement, and every residence pays a fee into mosquito abatement, whether it's 10 cents, 20 cents, it's in your property taxes. So that's a huge thing too. How about homelessness? I'm just kidding.
I think we can talk about the earthquakes in San Ramon because that's a very hot topic.
Yes.
So my friend, she started messaging in our group saying that, oh my God, I just felt like tremors in Milpitas.
Yes.
And there was an earthquake in San Ramon. I think it was like a 4.
Okay.
And then they were like, okay. And then there were constant alerts. So there were 70 earthquakes in the last 24 hours.
7-0.
7-0.
Oh,
And
wow.
they were still ongoing. After I read the news, I could still, like, my earthquake, I use this app and I kept getting the alerts like, oh, earthquake east of San Ramon, epicenter San Ramon. But apparently, so then people were talking about, so real estate wise, would the prices go down or would these buyers be very hesitant in purchasing in San Ramon? What do you think?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. The house is a house. The rates are going to be the rates. Affordability is going to stay, it's everyone's individual situation. I think that's what, in my humble opinion, that's what drives what you are going to purchase and what you're not going to purchase. Everything else, like natural disasters, I mean, it's up to you, right? I buy in Florida all day long. I'd buy more in Florida if I can. But a lot of Californians or West Coasters don't want to buy in Florida because of the hurricane, right?
Yeah.
It's all, I think, your own temperature.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you're right. It's up to the person, like how much they're okay with being in that epicenter. But then again, it's not really on a fault line. So I don't think it can ever have like a major earthquake, maybe just those small cracks for a seismic energy release. So.
Yeah. So never say never, right?
Yeah, you never
But
know.
You never know. But I think from our standpoint, being experts, the best thing you can do is what? Insure yourself, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's at the end of the day, if you have a paid off home and you're like, screw insurance, I don't want to play in that industry because they all screw us over, right? You're saying, hey, I'm just going to build ground up. If something happens to my house, whether it's an earthquake, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's a mudslide, if I'm not going to pay insurance, great. You're saving $1,000, $2,000 in your pocket.
But then at the end, you never know.
You never know.
You can never predict what nature can do.
Yes.
You just cannot predict the natural disaster.
Natural disaster. It can be a flood, a fire,
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. So it's up to you. If you want to get insurance, get insurance. If you don't want to get insurance, don't get insurance. My humble opinion, again, is I'm in Florida. I have hurricanes all the time. I have heavy thunderstorms all the time. Am I completely insured? Absolutely.
Yeah. Just get that insurance.
Get that insurance. Buy wherever you want to buy as long as you can afford it and it fits your comfort and lifestyle, and then get that insurance. I know insurance has been a huge topic and I don't know if we've talked about it before, But insurance is killing everybody, right? It's killing the American dream, especially in California, right? Or Florida too, right?
I think it depends on the zoning as well for like how far it depends on the NHD. Like, so if you don't go through that NHD, you don't know how much more you'll be paying for insurance depending on where that property is located.
Here's my take on that, right? I love the NHD. What is the NHD?
Natural hazard
Disclosure. And it tells you, supposedly tells you everything. It should tell you about the valley fever in that NHD, but it doesn't. It's only an advisory. So everybody still has to do their due diligence or talk to a realtor, and we can educate you on that. But at the end of the day, it's like, even with the NHD and saying you're zoned this XYZ, in 2 months or in a year, that can all change because California goes, oh, you know what? I want to rezone this area. And this rezoning, excuse my French, crap needs to stop, right? We need to understand why it's getting rezoned. Are you rezoning it because you want more money in your pocket? Or are you rezoning because it's truly a fire hazard, you know, a high wildfire area, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of folks are getting displaced because of these rezoning, i.e. example, El Dorado Hills. Imagine your mom and dad paid off home, fixed income, right? Because they're retired.
Yeah.
And they don't want to move from El Dorado Hills because it's beautiful. And now it's rezoned for a wildfire, right? And their $1,800 a month of property insurance, right? $800, whatever it is,
Just like Folsom, I guess.
is now $3,000 a month, right? It can go up to $4,000 a month, and they have a combined income of maybe $5,000, $6,000 on Social
Yeah.
Security. That's even pushing it, maybe $4,000 on Social Security. Now they just got bumped up to $3,000.
Wow.
Can you do that? Like,
No.
is this ridiculous?
Yeah.
They're getting displaced. They're going to be forced to move out of their home. They go get
But I think they're doing that for a reason, though. I feel after the LA fires, everybody wants to be so like extra careful, and it was a huge loss.
Let's not even go into the LA fires.
Yeah.
Because regardless of the LA fires, there was no freaking water. I don't care about any articles out there. There's no water in those fire hydrants. Whose fault is that? I'm not going to go political, but at the end of the day, yes,
Yeah.
we don't. If we are proactive, we don't have to be reactive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right? And now we don't have to displace all of these senior living to other areas or other states, right? So I don't know. I can be an advocate of a lot of things. I just don't have a lot of hours in the day. But yes, I mean, yeah. So we can be all extra careful. We can all have a plan, but who's executing the plan, right?
Yeah, that's
I want more money in my pocket.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep paying more taxes. What about this mileage tax that's coming up? Are you kidding me?
yeah.
That is huge. Do you
That's
know about the
huge.
mileage
Yeah,
tax?
I mean, we were talking about it on the way.
Yes. So electric vehicles. I mean, there was this big push for electric vehicles. And now, dun 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 dun, we got tons of electric vehicles, right, on the road now.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, we don't have enough money.
Now our rebates were gone. Everything's gone. So
Okay, now we need more money back into the system. So let's add this mileage tax for all you realtors out there that are driving a lot, all you salespeople that are driving a lot. You guys are going to pay the most. Travel families, right? Travel ball, anything. If you're in sports, you're traveling all over the place constantly. You're going to be taxed this mileage tax because you drive too much.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So how would you go about it, Lulu? What's your advice?
I don't have any advice on that one. I'm sorry. Move out of state. I don't know. I don't have an advice in that one. I'm still figuring that one out.
Yeah.
One of the topics that it's very, very like, we have a bunch of these problems in society. Everything is expensive, everything is difficult. So the way we can think is, okay, it's overwhelming, or what we can do
To
about
solve it.
this. So you can talk about how Lulu is like putting her face into all of these problems. What are you doing to overcome these obstacles, this situation? Because everybody is in the same position. So
So as far as the mileage tax,
no,
Oh,
everything,
all the issues. Oh, okay. So,
like a coach, like a mentor,
yeah.
like a person who can teach something to our community, to
Perfect.
your community.
Yes. So one of the things that I'm doing to combat a lot of these challenges, right, is simple. One, look at your finances, right? Let's all look back at our finances. This mileage tax is coming, property taxes are raising, sales tax. You go to San Francisco, there's additional taxes on your food, right? Where's this tax going? Oh, you're paying for the healthcare percentages for all the workers that are there, right? So, number one, look at your finances, right? Especially for the kids that are graduating from college. Don't get into debt right away. If you don't have the money to travel, to buy that expensive dinner at a steakhouse because you are in love with this girl, don't do it. Go get pizza. Look at your finances. See what you can spend and what you can save. Everybody needs to save. And I'm going to use my daughter as an example, right? She's graduating college. She's getting into nursing. She's going to be done with her nursing degree in December. Now, she's already coming to me as a new graduate saying, Mom, I can't afford the Bay Area. And I said, honey, I know that. We tried to go there to advocate for affordability in homes, right? And she says, where should I look? Central Valley. Come to Central Valley and find out what's going to work for you. So we're looking at north of Sacramento, and it's in her budget. And now let's make sure that you don't continue to get into debt. Watch your spending. Put some money away from all of your paycheck stubs. At least try to save 15 to 20%. Don't put everything into a 401k, right? Put some into a 401k, whatever they match. Put some into other investment vehicles. Get a property if you can afford it. So she's planning on getting that property in Sacramento, and then start investing in yourself and continue, not to continue the rat race, but continue to position yourself where you're debt free, increase your income, live in a place that's affordable. And that's huge for me. That's how I started, and that's how I continue to start, right?
And then she can house hack her home.
House hack her home. That's what I did, is house hack her home, house hack my home. And then we grew really quick, and I had to scale back. I had to come to Jesus moment 5 years ago when I went through my divorce, and I said, you know what? I can't sustain all this growth by myself now. I need to scale back, let go of some of my assets, and really have a come to Jesus moment. I'm Christian, so I say this, come to Jesus moment. What can I afford and what can I cut? Because I don't want all of these assets to take me down, right? And it goes back to the simple foundation. What can I afford? And I think that's my best advice to everybody, is what can you afford, and stick to that plan.
Yeah, I agree.
You, Atika?
Got coach us.
Me, I don't think I'm a really good person to coach on the stuff.
What are you doing? What are
but
you
at
doing
least-
personally?
At least since it's a new year, and I recently bought a spending tracker, because I feel even when you're as a realtor, you end up just spending money on so many things. You want to buy all the marketing materials there are. You want to buy all the, the courses, the classes, the editing class. I have just been purchasing unnecessary things, and most of them, even when I'm trying to, for example, I buy this course, I open it, I try to read it, understand it, and some of it doesn't really relate, or I don't agree with it, doesn't stick, I don't agree with it. So I'm like, oh no, that's money down the drain. So I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of marketing material, which marketing material dates very easily, right? So if you don't use it on time, then again, you got to go and print it all over again. Blazers, shirt. I spent a lot last year, and then I went through all my finances, and I said, this year, I'm going to be extremely mindful of where my money is going. At the end of the day, I mean, you don't realize when you're making all these commissions together, and you're like, oh no. And as the first time, I'm going to be filing taxes, right? So that's going to be pretty interesting. I don't know what I'm going to owe or how that's going to look like. But yeah, I'm just going to say that keep a track of how much you're spending on everything. Like, just, get a tracker, itemize everything. For example, you buy clothes, how much you have spent on clothes, how much you spent on food, what are your gas expenses, what are your family expenses, you go out with your girlfriends, what does that look like? So just track everything.
And it's about budget, right? And I'm going to interject into this, right? And at the end of the day, you should know, hey, it's month to month. how much I'm spending on gas. I'm only going to spend, my daughter's really good at this. I only spend $400 on gas, mom. Okay, great. I said, how much do you spend on food? I've only allocated $500 for food. So whether that's McDonald's, no sponsorship there either, but McDonald's to a steakhouse or the new sushi restaurant in place. The minute you spend $500 on the 15th of the month, guess what? The next 2 weeks, you got to eat at home. Go get a rotisserie chicken, get some pita bread, and start eating that, right? For the next 2 weeks, because you can't spend, and you got to be disciplined and cannot spend the next $500 if that's what you allocated for food until the next month. This is my bad habit, is I know everybody does this. I'm not the only one. You guys are late night scrolling to something, and then some ad pops up or some girl is saying, buy this, and I'm
bind
really
your feelings.
and I'm really bad at TikTok because I'm like, oh, I'll go buy that freaking drone for $300. Boop. And we go buy the drone, right? Because it follows us around. Oh, I'll get that gadget. Boop. And I'll get that lighting. Boop. Have I opened it up? No. Have I used it a lot? No. And I'm like, screw TikTok, screw all these social medias. I'm not going to spend my time on those because they're programming your brain to go spend. And shit, excuse my French, my budget for electronic gadgets, and you have to have that, especially as a realtor, right? Your budget for electronic gadgets are probably $200, and shit, I just spent $3,000, right? And I'm like, I'm screwed for the whole year.
So I feel like that's how the tracker helps me. It's like an accountability tracker, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh my God, so this is how much I'm spending. I need to cap on this. I need to have some sort of a number down there, which I'm not going to cross. And I need to check myself every month. That's the only way I can save, reinvest, and grow instead of just spending whatever I'm making, everything down the drain. So I think one of my goals of 2026 is to be very mindful of how I'm spending.
And here's, and I'm like simple, stupid. When things get complicated, I pull out, right? Like my son gets what is that car, that race car? The go-kart. And it came for his Christmas present when he was 7. And I said, I can put this together. So I opened the box and tons of pieces and parts, like 400 pieces and parts. I look at the instructions and I'm like, screw this. I got a conference call. I drop it and I walk away. I can't do this. I'll hire somebody to do it. He's like, Mom, you said. I'm like, let me get on my conference call.
Like a Lego go-kart?
Yeah. I'm like, let me get on my conference call and I'll come back and help you. So he was like, can I do it? I said, if you do it, do not lose those screws, right? So I go to my conference call. I come back. The freaking go-kart's all put together, right? My 7-year-old son put it together. And I'm like, what in the world? She goes, I did it, Mom. I did it. Less than an hour. I go and check the screws and it's done. I like my life easy. So when it's complicated, I'm not going to do it. So when a paycheck comes in for me, going back to how I spend, when a paycheck comes in, I look at it and I'm like, 50% will go in my pocket. Right? 50%. The other 50% is going to go into marketing, blah, 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 whatever I need to do. Equipment, marketing, whatever. Yeah. That 50% needs to be diced up again, right? That 50%, like 10% is going to go to gifts to my family or whatever. Another 10% is going to go to my food. Another 5% is going to go to my gas. Shit, I only have 10% to spend for myself, for my nails, for my hair.
A percentage goes to charity. So I feel like we have to be so mindful. And then I think this year I'm just going to work on de-influencing myself. That's it. I'm not going to be influenced by an XYZ realtor or an XYZ builder. Whatever they're doing, I'm going to do. No, I'm just going to do what I think I should be doing to grow my own brand. Like, just be true to yourself. I think that is one of my biggest goals.
100%. Because I tell this to everybody, and I was just telling this to Oscar and both of you. There's a lot of shiny diamonds out there. And I've told you this since you started. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of shiny diamonds out there. And you need to just go to that princess cut diamond and go, it looks pretty on you. Not on me right now. I'm not ready for that. Yeah. Whether it's a Lamborghini or a Honda Accord. Like, I'll take the Honda Accord for now, unfortunately. But you know what? I'm going to get that Lambo later, right? Yeah. That's the mindset.
That's the only way you can get it later, I feel like. You just get that Accord now, and then you will get it later. At least manifest it.
Manifest. And I'm all about manifestation. Definitely manifest it, right? Put it on your vision board. I'm all about visions and making sure that is what's going to make you happy. That's your instant gratification, is when you get into that Lambo or whatever you want and drive around the Honda Accord. Who cares?
Next year, Lulu, are you going to see me in a G-Wagon? January 2027, my own G-Wagon.
Hey, we all have things that's going to make us smile and like, oh my God, this is what I've been doing this whole time. And going back to the children that are, going to elementary school, high school, graduating college, budget.
Yeah.
You need to learn budget now, right? My son was in the office the other day, and yes, I'm going to tell the truth. I have all of my old credit cards since I was 17, 18. So guess how many I have? And they're all expired. Guess how many I have?
Like 50?
100, right? I'm over a little 100. So my son is going through it. He goes, Mom, this was before I was born. I said, yes, honey, I was already having credit cards before you were born. I said, this is what I'm going to do. And this is one of my coaching is my daughter went through this. And I said, you're going to be 10 soon, right? And I need you to start working in the office. I start them early. Here's a bunch of credit cards and they're all old, whatever. Put it in chronological order. Do you know what that means? I go look at the date and put it all in order. So he spent like an hour doing this whole thing. And then I'm going to graduate him into letters, right? He's already, he's in 4th grade. He knows how to do it, but to put everything in order. And then the minute they get those skills, then I'm like, okay, now you can, any mail that comes in, look at the logos. You got to put them all in the right logos. And then look at the dates, because you just did that on the credit cards, right? And then you're going to put them in order. So then I can go through them. And then he's going to start filing. He's going to start graduating. That's how I bring them up. And I mean, my daughter's done the same thing. She's 23 now. And she's like a superstar. She's a rock star. But it also tells them how to get the money, right? You're doing this job. You're going to get $5 for doing this. Great. Can I do more? They're going to do more. I want to do more. I want to do more. And then you're going to tell them, okay, now you got $30 in your account. Let's go buy something. My 10-year-old goes to the counter and says, Mom, I want this gadget, whatever it is. It's $32. And I only have $30 in my wallet, Mom. He goes, can you buy it? I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy it. Do you think you can buy it? He goes, no, I need more money. I said, no, that means you got to put it back. You got to go get something that's smaller. And that's called budgeting, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's budgeting. And that's what I do in my own intimate circle and my children. Like, you have to have those skills, because the minute you go in the ether in the real world, you're going to be spend, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Then your goal just collapses. No Lambo, no
like-
G-Wagon.
Yeah. It's like dust. You don't realize till it's gone that it's gone.
And then the IRS is like,
You still owe
Excuse
me
me.
money. Where are my taxes?
oh, and by the way, we're not letting you get away. We have mileage tax now, right? So that's one of our coaching.
Rant and
Yes.
coaching session.
So hopefully that was more intimate,
That's good.
right?
Do you have like any author that you're like following and to take advice every day, like trying to put your mind into some type of skills to overcome all your problems?
Which author do you follow?
On social media, where are you looking at?
I follow a couple, but I mean, I take bits and pieces from a lot of
Just
them.
think about this. Lulu, where are you looking on social media to keep your mindset in this position of growth, of belief?
There are a lot of like real estate platforms. There are real estate platforms. There are real estate podcasts. There are news media. So it's not really like an author. Tony Robbins is one that's huge, right?
Can you imagine like an idea why this guy is bringing you like powerful ideas for you?
The motivation and just being positive. Tony Robbins is one that I do follow. Just the motivation, the positivity, and just staying focused and not being, again, like we talked about, distracted, right? So Robert Kiyosaki is one of the legends that I follow. Tony Robbins, and there's so many that I look at, but I don't always try to just look at the old school folks out there, because there's a lot of new school that's coming that gives a breath of fresh air and that gives a different perspective. And I'm always looking for those breath of fresh air, because I'm old school and I may not have all the answers, right? So I'm always open to hearing the new school or the new ways, because this world's changing a lot. This world's changing a lot. And you either jump in that new school vision in that way. I mean, let's look at AI, robotics, all of that that's coming to the table. And that's going to change everything, even security, access. It's just unbelievable. What about you, Atika?
So
Who are your authors?
authors, I mean, not authors per se, but
Influencers?
Influencers, yes. One of my favorite real estate influencers has to be Ryan Serhantlo. I love his marketing style. And I used to watch his show like back in the day, like maybe 10 years ago, till I don't know, till he produced this Owning Manhattan. But his marketing, so what he would do is he would take the name of, for example, the street says XYZ Palm Street, and he would turn the entire open house into a palm theme open house where he's dressing up in like, he's like on a summer vacation by the palm.
Over the top.
So he would just go over. Nobody goes over the top like he does, right? I think that's how he got to where he is right now.
Yeah.
It was just pure marketing. So I think when I look at his marketing, even right now, it's incredible. Now he's turned them into like sort of an ad. He's collaborating with different companies and turning them into like advertisement commercials. So it looks like a commercial, but it's actually an open house ad or like a property tour video. And yeah, so I mean, looks pretty cool. Something to learn.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
something to adopt and apply. So
Exactly. And I think that's half the battle, right? Is once you learn something, are you taking it in and then adopting it and applying it?
True.
Because if all you're doing is scrolling like social media and just looking,
Then you're just
and
a sponge.
not doing anything, then why are you even looking?
Yeah.
Right. And I think this is the time where you have to, 2026 and moving forward, you have to adopt and apply. If you don't adopt and apply, then you're just,
You're just a viewer.
you're not participating, you're not growing. And that's where you lose a lot of people, is the adoption and the application.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the feeling right now when somebody's calling at you about the real estate market? What's the
Sentiment?
the noise around you?
A lot of the people that I'm coming into contact with and talking about just real estate in general, early 2026, is where's the market? It doesn't feel, it feels up, it feels down. There's no
Everybody has-
direction.
Yeah, everybody has a different opinion.
There's chaos, everything's stable. And a lot of it is noise. A lot of it is chaos. A lot of it is neutral. Is it a buyer's market? It is a seller's market. Is it neutral? And I think for me, the way I try to tell everybody is it depends, right? That's my famous answer to everything. It depends. And I think what everyone needs to do is eliminate the headline articles on social media, on the news, when you turn on the news, like my parents do, right? Oh, this is what's going on in, Iran and this and that. And I always shut down everything, right? And I look into myself and I say, okay, am I paying the bills? Yes. Do I have extra money? Yes. Can I purchase another real estate property? Can I purchase multifamily? Can I purchase a building? And if I cannot, then I need to work on my own internal chaos first before I look at anything outside. Make yourself stable and make sure that you can afford it. Once you can afford it, what you afford or what you can afford will dictate the location, right? If I just want to dream and I want to go buy in Saratoga or San Francisco for $4 million and I can't afford the $4 million, doesn't matter what the market's doing. Everything's on a discount in San Francisco, right? The things that were normally $4 million is probably selling at $3 million. It just depends what you're looking at. Or do you want to buy a fixture? Do you want something move-in ready? And if you can afford it, I think that should dictate the market. If you're going on the market and you're selling, and you got to look at your competition. Is it going to sell? Is it going to, stay on the market long? It depends. We can tell you days on the market in this area is 54 days, but we can, showcase your house and make it compete with the new construction homes. And it is amazing. And it can sell in 10 days. There can be multiple offers, right? There can be multiple offers just depending. So to me, at the end of the day, cut out the noise and look inward. And if you can afford it, great. As far as in general, what the market is, it really depends on the hyper local area. If it's a buyer's market, seller's market, or neutral, it's all blended everywhere. I mean, Tri-Valley, it's still competitive, so I would say seller's market. In the Bay Area, it's still competitive. I would say seller's market. In the Central Valley, neutral. And some areas in the Central Valley, buyer's market, right? So it just depends.
It just depends.
What's your thoughts, Atika?
Lulu, you
Yeah.
have been on the real estate market for maybe 20 years. It's always the same, right? It's always problems, it's always up and downs, it's always something happening. So can you talk about your experience about that?
Yes. So over 2 decades of being in real estate, I believe everything is cyclical. Everything that goes up comes down. Everything that goes down goes up. So if you're thinking of coming into the market because you want to offload properties, maybe right now is not a good time, right? Wait till it starts to warm up, then get back on the market and sell. If you're going to lose your behind on after you bought a house for $2 million and because it's down in that area and it's 1.7 million, you're going to lose 300,000. Try to rent it. Try to see if there's other avenues to save the equity that you put into that property. But if it's going to suck you dry, sell it. Cut your losses. And this noise is the same in every cycle. It's the same. So that's coming from 2 decades.
I think which is why when you're wanting to buy a property, the best advice you can give is if you're purchasing, just hold for at least 5 years. Don't sell too quickly, because I see a lot of people stressing out. They're like, oh my God, it's going to trip, it's going to fall. I'm going to sell it right now. It's been 2 years. What if it falls more? What if it falls more? Just hold.
Calm down. Yeah. And you have to come, and that's going to come with experience. Like a lot of newbie realtors are going to go, let's sell, let's buy, right? But those that are dinosaur ages like me, I like to make fun of myself. I always say, calm down. Let's look at the situation and look at all of our options, right? Because it's timing. And really, when I say it's timing, it's not market timing. It's your timing, right?
Is the Bay Area exodus finally over in 2026?
I think it's not done. And the reason why it's not done is we have big corporations like Chevron also still exiting, right? And we got taxes that are coming in and increase in taxes, additional taxes. So I don't think the exodus is done. I think it's still pretty fluent. I think people are still moving throughout California to be more affordable for them.
Is the Bay Area exodus finally over in 2026?
I would love to believe so that the market picks up and then we can all have a great time. But I think it just depends on what the person's actually looking for. What if somebody's moving here for a new job? There are lots of job opportunities creating right now just because a lot of people are getting laid off, and I know a lot of people who have been laid off recently, and we see a lot of some people from different states moving in for tech jobs here since there are so many openings now. So maybe, but it just depends on the industry, right? Not the whole thing. That's what I feel.
So is exodus still happening, or it's slowed down,
I think
or
it's
it's
slowed
gone?
down, but it's not over.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Why the Central Valley is the new first-time buyer capital?
Affordability. At the end of the day, it's affordability. Anywhere in Central Valley you go as north, it's affordable. Go south, it's still under $1 million. If you want something luxury, you can get something over $1 million. It's affordable. And the Bay Area is just not affordable for those that are, first-time home buyers.
I agree. It's definitely affordability. When it comes to the Bay Area, unless you're a 2-income household making amazing money in excellent positions, then you won't even be able to afford a house on paper there. But here, when I see a lot of first-time home buyers coming in, for example, the wife is not currently working and it's a single-income household, they still have an opportunity to purchase a home here. So yes, affordability.
Mortgage rates hit 6%. Is this the sweet spot?
Absolutely not. I think 6% is still pretty high. I mean, I've had over 2 decades in this industry. I think the sweet spot is about 4.5%. But I love 2.5. But if we go 2.5, that's just way too low. And then people are not going to want to move when interest rates go up. And everyone's going to hate me for this, but I'm just an out-of-box thinker. But I think the government or somebody in the housing, division needs to say, hey, we're not doing anything below X%, right? We're not going to do anything below 3.5% because then it's going to force sellers to never want to move. But we all want 3.5%. So I think the sweet spot is 4.5.
That would be great if it falls down to 4.5%. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not the sweet spot because all the buyers I'm working with right now are still not happy with the interest rate, would still love a better rate, they still talk about refinancing. If they were to buy a home today, then they want to refinance down the road. So it's not the sweet spot, at least not according to the buyer sentiment.
So what do you think the sweet spot is?
4%.
4%.
One can dream, because why not?
Okay, the selective market of 2026, explain it.
The selective market of 2026.
The selective markets and the sentiment, or just
So what's the
market?
question again?
I don't know, it's like a topic, the selected market of 2026, explain it, something like
Okay.
that.
Because of all the chaos, right? So with all the chaos, there's no rhyme or reason for anything, right? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Is it a neutral market? I think it goes back to it depends. It depends on the area. It depends on the house. You can have a house that looks gorgeous like mine, right? Not mine, but my listing. It looks gorgeous, but it didn't sell in 10 days. Then you have a house with 90s carpet, right? And then that's going to sell in 14 days or 25 days. Why? Because maybe that house that's in the 90s, right, was priced pretty competitively, and a investor comes in and said, I'm going to fix that up. I'm going to buy it and do all this and that to it and put it back on the market. So it really, I think it just depends.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't know what to say, Oscar.
Repeat it.
Yeah. What do you think? Is it a
In
chaotic
in your own words.
What type of market, with what sentiment?
So-
Look at this. The trending question right now in social media is are homes going to get low, something like that? I don't know.
Low ball offers.
Yeah, on 2026. Everybody wants to know that. I don't know why.
I totally feel that depending on which market you're purchasing this house in or which market you're doing your house shopping in, that matters the most. If it's the Bay Area, it can be an old house, it can be a new house. You will see a lot of traction. There'll always be people wanting to buy in the Bay Area. I'm saying it could be a 90s carpeted home or it could be a brand new home.
But because it's in the Bay Area,
Because it's in the Bay Area, there are all kinds of people there. There are people ready to fix it up. There are people ready to just, move in. But I feel like in the Tri-Valley as well, it's been pretty hot.
I think it depends.
It just depends. In the Central Valley, I mean, I see a lot of homes which are like completely remodeled and they're just
sitting.
they're sitting. Or you see a home, it just depends on that buyer finding the home at the right time. Buyers have become very picky though, that I'm not going to deny. They want everything. They don't want to compromise. They don't want to compromise on the square footage being, 1,000 square foot lesser than whatever they had planned on purchasing. The lot has to be minimum 10,000 square feet. If it's 9, I'm not going to buy. If it's more space in the front, not in the back, I'm not going to buy. Buyers are so picky. At least the buyers I've been working with lately, so picky. The direction has to be right. There has to be solar. It has to have a new water heater. So I think the buyer sentiment is a little picky where they don't want to compromise. But if they find the right home and they love it, I usually see them letting go of, things they have fixated upon and hold on to. So get a nice realtor and, she'll solve all your problems.
Can you really house hack in the Tri-Valley?
Yes, you can house hack. You can house hack anywhere. I think it just depends on what you bought it for, right? It's just the same way DSCRs work, right? And DSCR is a product, a loan product. So it depends. When you house hack and your mortgage is $4,000, you have 3 rooms, you house hack $4,500, so it covers everything, right? But if it's overpriced for 1 bedroom, would you pay 1 bedroom $1,400? I don't know. It just depends on the area, depends on the type of home you have. I can't market. If I wanted to buy a single family home in Stockton for $600,000, my mortgage is $4,000. Each of the rooms is going to be $1,200. They might as well just go get, a 1-bedroom studio. Why would you want to house hack a single family and share a kitchen with 3 other people? So it really depends.
I think house hacking it makes more sense. For example, if there's an ADU, a junior ADU as part of the property, then it's even better. I think they can get more value for money.
Yes.
They can rent it out for more and then it'll probably help pay the mortgage faster or just pay the entire mortgage where you're just, using up your money, saving it, and
Yeah. And mind you, house hack these days is not new. Back in my days, I'm dating myself again. We used to call it border rent, right? And I don't know, have you heard of border rent? That's what we used to call it. Now it's called house hack. And when house hack came out, I'm like, what the hell is house hack? Is that border rent? Yeah, it's border rent.
Modesto versus Tracy. Where is the best ROI?
I think Oscar, you should answer that. Just kidding.
What's the best what?
ROI.
Oh, ROI. It depends. I'm gonna go. It depends. You could do Modesto at 500,000, but if you're in a great area, Modesto, based on school, right? Because school gives you a good solid appreciation versus a good solid appreciation in Tracy, then I would say Tracy is the best ROI, right? But if you're comparing a house in Modesto with a okay house in Tracy and not in the best school district, then maybe the ROI in Modesto is better. It just depends. You're going to need to hire somebody like me to tell you,
Yeah, and if
help you compare.
Yeah, and if commute is an option, then obviously I would say that if you have to go to the Bay Area every single day, then I would go with Tracy. But if commute is not an option and you have like a local business or somewhere closer to Modesto where you work, then Modesto is definitely a better option.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. In the stock market or the cryptocurrency market or all that type of investments, we're usually looking for the next gem. Is in the real estate something like that? Like if you're like a really good seeker, like trying to
Grow your-
understand like the dimensions of the property, how it's built, how many schools are there, like the value of the market. Do you think if you're like a good seeker, you can find some good gems or good opportunities compared to other people that they do their homework? Talk me about this, how you like as a realtor, like looking into the websites, all this stuff, or it's not something that you can do.
Okay. So this is a secret.
That's what
So
I'm saying. Are you sure you want to spill your
Don't share my secret with anybody. Okay. So one of the biggest nuggets that I always tell first time investors or investors in this market that's having a hard time shopping is the first thing you do not want to do is shop online. Period. You cannot shop online on Zillow, Redfin, whatever. Because you know why? Everyone has eyes on that property. Everyone has it. So the minute it hits online, it's a lost cause. You can go try to compete for it, right? But if you don't have the right timing, the right money, and that seller doesn't want to offload for that low of a cost, the minute it hits online, don't shop there. And when it goes to an auction, you want to have all cash because you're going to compete with everybody that has all cash. So I shop tax liens, right? I shop door knocking. Lulu door knocks? Yeah. When I have time, I'll go door knock. Or when you're driving by a certain neighborhood and you live in certain neighborhoods and you're like, you know what? I have enough money to go invest. Drive your neighborhood. Drive it. There's going to be a dilapidated house, a house that's not being taken care of. Pull up some county records and do that homework by yourself. Don't look online. The minute you go shop online, you're done. It's a done deal. There's 1,000 people, there's millions of people looking at that property. You want to go find that hidden gem. Let's go talk about jewelry real quick as an analogy. When you go buy jewelry and you want to have that biggest, most unique gem, do you go to a jewelry store? It's going to be very expensive. If you go to a mall, that's going to be the most expensive jewelry store, right? But if you go to a wholesaler in Los Angeles, the jewelry district, which I shop at, and you can make your own stuff, you can go buy it wholesale. And it's going to be a lot cheaper to buy a 3-carat ring at the jewelry district wholesale than to go walk at the mall. So imagine online shopping is like the mall, right? And finding that gem of a home that you want to invest in, you can go to wholesalers or do the wholesale job and go door knock, go to the county records, find out who's downsizing, find out who didn't pay their taxes. Go to county records. Don't share my secret.
Okay, let's see. Fixer uppers are a trap in 2026.
I mean, I feel like I get calls from random people asking me if I know any fixer-uppers in the area so that they can, purchase and fix them up. So I don't think it's like a drop, but it just depends on the buyer. I mean, if a buyer has all these amazing ideas and wants to customize this place according to whatever his vision is, turn it into his dream home, then yes, I think they would definitely offer a fixer-upper. They can get it for cheaper, save some money aside for the renovations and the remodels. FYI, our team does renovations and remodels, so you can reach out to us. But on another note, if there's a home which has been completely fixed up, remodeled, and it's on the market, and there are buyers out there looking for a move-in ready, that will sell too. So I don't think I can pick one or the other. There's just a market for both of them.
Yeah, there's a market for everything.
Who can take the best advantage in the fixer-upper right now?
Realtors.
Because in here it says that labor and materials costs in the Bay Area are still through the roof, unless you are a contractor. So here is like the gem behind this idea. If you are a contractor, you need to be close to a realtor and a lender. Why? Because now is the best time because of the cost. So try to develop this idea.
What was the question again?
Who can take the most advantage in the fixer-upper right now?
Yeah. So, and this is another secret. Oh, wow, we're just getting exposed. You're letting us expose everything right now. So who can take it?
That's why people going to call you. Because you're like sharing something. So in reciprocity, they're going to ask for something or give you something.
So one of our best held secrets, I guess, is if you want to target fixer-uppers, we definitely work with a lot of general contractors. General contractors, because they have access to raw materials, and our team has access to a lot of raw materials and finished goods. I mean, even furniture and all of that. We're going to get cheaper everything versus you going buy them direct. So general contractors are going to have cheaper access to raw materials, not necessarily cheaper labor, but at the end of the day, you'll be able to target some fixer-uppers through a team like ours. Because we're always boots on the ground. We're always looking for any type of deal. And then we have access to cheaper raw materials out there. But if you're going to do this on your own and you have no connections, no collaboration, then it's going to be a really tough hill to climb.
I agree.
No, Atika, no.
If you're a general contractor looking for a partnership with a realtor, please contact us.
Okay, develop that idea. Why?
So as a realtor, we have access to a Rolodex of properties. Other besides the MLS, obviously there are lots of platforms we can use to search these properties, and that we're not going to disclose because that's our secret sauce. But since we have access to these fixer-uppers, or since we have access to being able to get in front of these property owners as a realtor, I think it would be nice to collaborate with general contractors who are licensed, master developers, builders who are wanting to grow their business. Because now, I mean, since we're diversifying our field, and we can also help you on the other side when it comes to the financial side, like
capital funding for those large projects, I would definitely open up the ground to collaborate with all kinds of contractors, builders, developers, and then we can position on the real estate side and we can grow our businesses together. Yeah. So I think that's what's unique about our team is we have access. So for a small mom and pop or a general contractor, it's hard for them to grow, right? And so we like to collaborate with general contractors, developers, master developers. And those guys obviously have something we want, which is raw material, cheaper goods, cheaper labor, hopefully, right? And how can we help you? We can help you with expansion capital funding to grow your independent business or whatever your goals are. On the flip side, for the resi side, is we can offer our residential individual families, individuals, investors, families, access to those developers or those access to those general contractors. So it's a win-win for us overall. That's our ecosystem in 2 seconds.
Predicting the next hot neighborhood in the Central Valley.
So, I mean, I'm just going to talk about the areas which I primarily cover, which are Mountain House, Tracy, Lathrop, and Manteca. Mountain House is booming. They have 11 new neighborhoods under construction. So many homes to choose from. and even on the existing Mountain House side, so many developers and builders still building out there. So it's booming. You have the Tracy Ace train, but I heard now that the Ace train is also expanding into Ripon and it's going to expand into Turlock. So I feel those potential cities are going to,
Explode.
explode as well. The real estate there will explode as the commute gets easier. River Islands is super hot again. A lot of people want to go, want that island lifestyle, want to live with those lake views. So that is booming too. You see Manteca. Again, lots of builders building out there. So I feel like whenever the builders start building out in a city, that's a huge green flag to anybody who's wanting to purchase or invest in that community or in that city in the across the Central Valley.
Yeah, yeah. And also the expansions are even north of Sacramento, right? Roseville, Folsom, El Dorado Hills, Rockland, Lincoln. If you've never heard of Lincoln, Lincoln exists right in all of those proximities. But yeah, the team is diving into all of these hot areas. It just depends what your flavor, what your taste, what your affordability is. So if we can dive more into those areas, but all of it is exploding. Even Fresno, Bakersfield, and all of those other areas. It's Central Valley's hot. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Just depends. Do you like chocolate? Do you like vanilla, strawberry? We can tell you where to go.
The down payment myth. Do you still need 20%?
I don't think you've ever needed
20%.
20%.
That's a false myth. False. You can actually buy 100%, right? You can buy 100% with DSCR, right? That's the type of loan. If you want to buy 100%,
Yeah.
debt service coverage ratio. And that's going to be dependent on your credit score and the income of that property. It has to be an income producing home. So if it is an income producing home, it cannot be owner occupied, and it produces and it covers a mortgage. Hey, buy it. That's called the DSCR loan. A lot of investors are getting into that. I'm messing with it also. So DSCR, you can buy it for 100%. Well, not 100%. I'm sorry. I correct myself. You need a down payment, but you don't need to produce your own income. It comes from the home itself. 100% financing. There's 100% financing out there. 95%. There's 3.5% first-time home buyers. There's all kinds of loans.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about capital stack. You can stack, right? You can also do private money plus seller financing, plus you could do 90% loan and get 10% seller financing. You could do so many different things.
Yeah, it just depends on the person and what they're looking for, what their financing situation looks like. So
20% is a false myth.
The super commute, is 90 minutes worth it? Audio learning, turning your
how far are
car
we going?
into a university.
You know what? I will talk about this. This is amazing. I was on a drive with one of my business partners in San Francisco, and I don't know what it's called. It's not Waymo. It's another one that's a van.
Oh,
it's you guys will know. I don't know. I'm not in San
is
Francisco.
it the new Tesla taxi?
I don't know if
It
it's
looks
a
like
Tesla.
a square?
It looks like a square. Is it the Tesla taxi? I
think-
saw a couple of those.
I think
and
those-
he was like, that's so and so. So anyways, the reason why I'm bringing that up is they need that here in Central Valley. Screw the train. Get those out here. Well, there's tons of commuters here. It's driverless. We all jump in that little square thing. You could plug in, do your work, take you to wherever it needs to take you. It would be whoever is, producing that, come here to
I
Central
think
Valley.
they just got licensed to start driving in San Jose and different parts
Oh
of
my
the
God.
area.
It's
So-
amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's
Yeah.
amazing. It will cut all of this commute traffic, right? Do a little van or a bus. I think that's an amazing idea, because then it will cut down this 90-minute commute to hopefully 45. Get a bunch of those, hey, we have capital. So build a bunch of those and then bring it out, launch it here in the Central Valley, and we'll solve this commute problem.
And I feel when it comes to the commute, do you mind going to the Bay Area 3 times a week?
No.
I don't. I think it's part of my life now.
Yeah.
So I think the commute only matters till you move here. Once you live here, it's just part of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't really even matter to me anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So 90-minute, I don't know. But can we improve it? Absolutely.
Yes.
Bring that stuff out here, please.
Or I think they should start. Remember, they have that bullet train which will go all
Yes.
across California.
Supposedly.
Yeah. So I think that's going to help too. Reduce that 90 minutes to 20.
Hopefully they have funding for that bullet train because
Maybe drones. We need drones.
Dubai has those big drones with wings now.
Oh
They
my
look like
goodness.
tiny helicopters where you can actually sit in them and fly your own.
No, I'll stay on that electric thing. Just keep me on the electric thing. Or those scooters. Oh my God, you have a scooter, right? Let's just get all on this scooter thing. Oh my
Or
God.
maybe the robot taxis from Tesla.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The square boxes.
Oh, okay, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I saw them. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they're
we
pretty
need
cool.
like 1 million of those here in Central Valley, and they'll solve
Maybe
our
they
commute
should-
problem.
They should just elongate them and turn them into vans.
That's what I'm saying.
Robo vans.
That's exactly for the Central Valley.
for the Central Valley. Now that'd be pretty cool.
That's
Now
what
we
I'm
have a
saying.
new
Call us
business
for
idea.
capital.
Elon Musk, this is for you. New business idea.
Okay, for like a tip, top 3 restaurants in Danville that aren't on Yelp's top list.
So instead of Danville, maybe we can do.
Danville.
Danville, something like that.
One of my favorite restaurants I heard is coming to Lathrop. Oh my, and I don't have a lot of favorite restaurants here in California because a lot of my favorite restaurants are in either New York, New Jersey, Boston, or Florida. So one of my favorite restaurants is, I don't even want to tell you guys because then you guys got to make it busy. It's called Redwood Cafe.
Oh, yes, it's coming to Lakewood.
Oh, it's my favorite restaurant. Nobody knew about it because it was always in Modesto and Oakdale. I believe the original one was in Oakdale. And then they opened one up in Modesto. I don't know if they're closing the one in Modesto and bringing that to Lathrop. But oh my God, my
It's gonna be
favorite
really
restaurant is coming to Lathrop. I told my mom the other day, I'm going to be there every single day eating all of their food. I mean, everything is amazing. The ribeye steak, the cutlet chicken. I mean, it's going to be popping. And my mom goes, why are you going to be eating at a restaurant every day? You know how to cook. I'm like, it's just nice, Mom. It's my favorite restaurant. So I think that's, if you haven't heard of Redwood Cafe, I'll be there every day.
Okay, why families are choosing Mountain House over San Jose?
Well, I have a lot of friends moving to Mountain House from the Bay Area. And I think the main reason, to be honest, one of the biggest reasons is community. There is a huge community of families with similar aged kids who want to go to the best schools, who are in the same mindset. You see stay-at-home moms, a lot of them are stay-at-home moms, and they want that community to raise their children together.
Yeah.
It's safer, the kids can play out on the street, you have more room to play in the backyard. So it's just for the lifestyle that, that suburban family lifestyle is why I see a lot of people moving to Mountain House. It's definitely a lot safer than San Jose in today's date. Your kids are riding in your courtyard, with other friends. All the neighbors are together. All the community members are walking in the park together. You have the elderly people going on park dates. So it's really safe for people of all ages. So I think that is one of the major reasons why you see a lot of people moving from San Jose to the
Mountain House.
to Mountain House area.
Yes, Mountain House is, and I mean, if it fits the puzzle, right? So Mountain House works because it's bigger homes, newer homes, community, and it's away from all the hustle and bustle if that's what you're looking for, right? But if you're not looking for 115-degree weather, sometimes windy days, and a 90-minute commute, then it's not for you, right? Maybe just paying the $1.5 million home in a smaller home is the exchange. But at the end of the day, that's why Mountain House is popular, because it has that. It's spreading from Mountain House into Tracy area and then bleeding into Lathrop. So, and then if you work from home, I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's the next question. Work from home era actually ending in the Bay Area?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's heading towards there with a lot of people resisting and kind of talking to their
Hence the
employers.
layoffs.
Hence the layoffs.
The layoffs. It's a lot of people that said, oh, I love my job. I can work from home 4 or 5 years ago. I'm going to go buy a house in El Dorado Hills. I can go buy a house that's $800,000 and it looks like $3 million in Bay Area. And I can work from home. I got my own gym. I'm saving a lot of money. And then 4 years later, you have to report back to work, and it's a 2.5 hour commute. So you're either refusing to do it, quit your job, get laid off because you're not conforming to the new norm because
Or
now
sell
it's
your home.
or sell your home. So unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's not an epidemic. That's
I feel
reality.
like
I
there
think
are
there's a lot of
some-
people that are doing
Yeah, there's
that.
some companies and some employers who are willing to get on board to and be a little more accommodating with people who have that commute problem because there are a lot of people nowadays. So I personally know somebody, one of her family friends who works for a pretty big company, and then he requested his manager that, hey, I'm spending a lot of time driving and I've been coming 5 days a week. It's taking a toll on me, my personal life, and I just joined the company. So they were nice enough to let him know that, hey, you can come for 5 days a week for 6 months, after which we're going to reduce it to 2 days a week. So I thought that was a win-win, but I think there are a lot of people hesitant to even have that conversation with their employers,
Yes.
that they don't even know if something like that would exist or not.
Yep.
Or maybe talk to their manager about it, that, hey, this is causing a problem. Then there's some companies who are offering shuttle services, picking them up from home, dropping them back home. So I think there are lots of incentives in place as well for people who are taking that longer commute. But if your employer isn't offering that, then yeah, there are a lot of people just, selling their homes and relocating, or just renting them out and relocating.
The hidden cost of living in a gated community, Black Hawk.
The hidden cost.
The hidden, yeah. Okay, the hidden cost of living in a gated community in Black Hawk.
So I'll go over the positive. You can go over the negative of not HOA, the hidden cost in any gated community, not just Blackhawk, right? What do you think the negativities are?
Staying in a community. So me and my husband like to party on the weekend with our friends. The one thing most of these communities won't let you do is make noise after 9 p.m. Even if there's a little noise coming from your backyard, they will be like some patrol police outside your door, just knocking and going like, hey, you need to calm down. The neighbors have complained, and the neighbors do complain. So unlike single family homes without HOAs, at least we make all the noise we want. Our neighbors are also having fun. Obviously, we're respectful. Nobody's blasting music. But even if there are people talking in the backyard, nobody really has a problem. And you don't see us telling on each other. Mm-hmm. But I think one of the disadvantages of living in like a gated fancy community is you cannot make noise past a certain time.
Yeah.
And then you cannot park on the streets wherever you'd like. There are definitely a lot of these parking restrictions in place where you can just park in designated parking areas, or not in front of XYZ clubhouse, or not in front of XYZ home. So that's another issue, especially if you're having a lot of guests over, having a lot of family over for anything, throughout the year. So I feel like that is also one of the restrictions. Another one could be customizing your home from the outside, or wanting to maybe
Or
add an
landscape.
ADU, just landscape. Just customizing it to a point where maybe I want to add a fountain in front of my house, but I cannot.
You need an approval.
You need an approval. There are just lots of permissions in place. So
And I think the advantages of HOA, which I love HOA. I mean, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I spend $1,000 of HOA in Florida. And $1,000, whoa, why $1,000? Well, I live by the water, right? And I have a security guard, a live security guard, not just a push button, right? And they call you to make sure, hey, are you sure this person is approved to enter? I'm right next to the golf course. I feel more secure with a security guard. And then HOA also covers the landscaping in front of your house. You know damn well that your house appreciation is going to go up. And I'm all about appreciation, because then now both my neighbors across the street and the side of me are going to have pristine manicured lawn. So it makes my house look great, right? So I'm coming from an investor standpoint where I want appreciation, I want security, and good style of living. I don't know. Like, it's, to me, I enjoy
if it has
HOA.
benefits like the clubhouse and things
Yeah.
like that, then yeah. The problem with HOA is they don't even have like a cap. They keep increasing it, and nobody really has a say in that, right?
And different HOA boards are different. Yeah.
They're different. For example, like, oh, the landscaping is more expensive this year, or we're building a new pool and now everybody has to kind of pitch in for that. So there's no cap on that HOA, and that price or that number can keep increasing. Well,
So you run for the board. I'm just kidding.
Your realtor is lying to you about market value?
I don't know what you can do about that.
Well, I will tell you, I'm not going to tell you names. I'm not going to tell you a specific house, But there's been a lot of Bay Area folks coming into Central Valley promoting that the house is, let's say the house is 800,000 and they said, "Oh, we're going to sell it for 600,000." So they're lying to you. They're lying to the seller saying, "Hey, we can sell it for $1 million, but let's go on the market at 600,000." And no, nothing against the Bay Area realtors that are coming into Central Valley, but hey, the Central Valley game is different from the Bay Area. Don't lie to the sellers that your game or your strategy is going to bring in a lot of traffic. Absolutely going to bring in a lot of traffic if you're marketing $1 million home for 600,000, but you're never going to sell it anyways. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Did that house ever end up? I don't know. I never followed up with that one house, right? She probably got like 200 people to the house because everybody's like, "Is this an auction?" No, it's not an auction. Is it really 600,000? The house next door is 800. The other house is 900, but she's selling it for 600,000. You guys submitted an offer, and it's, yes, realtors can lie to you.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not our game. Our game is transparency and honesty.
The market value of that home was maybe closer to 1.2 million. She listed it for 865, thinking it's like a strategy she's using for attention. She did get a lot of attention. Like 75 people submitted an offer, and I submitted 2 offers.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the offers were very close to list price.
And here's the problem. Let's just get to the nugget, right? Bay Area folks, you guys are selling 1.5 million and above. I should say us. We're all selling 1.5 million and above. You can do that to a $1.8 million home market value and say, "I'm going to list it for 1.7, 1.6 to create traffic," right? But your goal is 1.8 million. You could probably do that for a luxury market. You can't do that to mid-market homes, because mid-market under $1 million, you're getting first-time home buyers. They don't have a lot of money to give $200,000 or $300,000 if that's what you're trying to do. That strategy doesn't work here. I'm sorry.
So, there were people, bidding and fighting over each other, but nobody submitted more than 50,000 over list price.
It doesn't work in Central
the
Valley.
market value was like 1.3. So the seller said, "Hey, I'm not going to sell this home." He took it off market,
market?
and then behind the realtor's back, he put it for rent. So he rented it out without even letting.
And
the
you're
realtor
just
know.
going to piss off some of these sellers out here. It doesn't work. That strategy doesn't work here. It's not a luxury market. Well, we have luxury markets, but it's not going to work for mid-market homes.
Yeah.
Just know your homes.
Sweat and sell.
Why I never buy a house with solar panels on a lease?
People do buy, but
But
I
tell me the truth, Attica.
it's just, I feel a lot of unnecessary paperwork involved where you're talking to escrow and you're like, "Hey, this is the information, transfer it onto my buyer's name." And then, it's a lot of extra documents when it's leased. I think it's easier when it's owned. It's just a simple transfership.
So good nugget, again, another strategy, is when you go to the table and you're trying to, like, we're in contract today. Woohoo. And it was a lease. And I asked for the seller to pay it off. If you want our buyer's offer, we're not lease it. We're not doing any of that. Pay it off in this transaction.
Yeah.
And they're doing it.
That's the best thing to do.
So we always do that. We always try to do that. And if that buyer says, I'll lease it, I told you it's better to own it.
The open house is dead?
I guess we'll end it with the open house is dead. Let's see. No, open house is killing it.
Yeah.
We had 20 people on one open house. We had 6 to 10 in another open house. I think the style or the approach is different.
It's not just like a standard opening the door, "Welcome to my home, just look at it and leave" kind of
That's
open house
the old
anymore.
school mentality. You need to come in with, I'm sorry, bribing, donuts, steak, tacos. What did
The
we
fancier
do?
the better.
We did wine and
Sandwiches
and
cookies
and yeah, bring it on. Like, have a barbecue
Yeah.
and just tell everybody, come over. It's a barbecue.
I think it's one of the best places to meet very motivated sellers or buyers. So
Absolutely.
it's not dead for sure.
It's not dead. We've had a lot of success in a lot of the open houses we've been doing this year, and it's showing it's up and alive. You have to prepare for it. For those realtors trying to do open houses traditionally, prepare for it. You can't just walk in 10 minutes before your open house. You got to prepare for it.
So this is like the trending right now. Is everybody waiting for the next crash in the real estate market?
So I feel
The 2008 crash trauma is here or no?
So I don't know about, like, I feel crash is a really big word and I don't want to throw it out there, but there are a lot of other factors which can potentially lead to this crash is what the rumors are. Oh no, crypto's, falling. It's at 77,000. It's going to affect the real estate market. It's going to crash. Oh no, and XYZ. So I feel there are lots of external factors, especially political, which is why a lot of people assume that it's going to fall. Well, there was this news recently where it said that the Fed has decided no more rate cuts this year. And that, everything just blew up. I don't know if you were following that, but then everybody's like, oh my God, no more rate cuts. And then there was a lot of pressure on certain people being fired. So I think those external factors is why there's a lot of chaos and rumors that it can potentially affect the real estate market and it can crash. But what are your thoughts, Lulu?
I think crash, like you said, is a big word. And it's used so loosely, right? And there are a lot of factors that affect how the market's going to go. But again, it depends. I think at the end of the day, it depends on where you're at financially, where you're at affordability wise, and what your situation is. You can look at the market as an aggregate and say, hey, in this specific area, this specific community, this neighborhood, it's so desirable, and homes days on the market is 35 days, it's 45 days versus another exact neighborhood, it could be 60 days. It really just depends on your own situation. So as far as any homes crashing, is $1 million home going to be 500,000? No. Is $1 million home going to be 800,000? No. In my opinion, I think we're kind of over that right now. There's not a lot of inventory jumping into the market right now for it to be completely crashing. We don't have, 10 months of inventory, even 6 months of inventory, right? And it really just depends. If you're in a mid-market area with very cheap homes and everybody's selling like Detroit, right? Then it's crashing there, right? Because nobody wants to live there because the crime's up and all of this. So there's a lot of factors locally, and then any external factors out of the country, government-wise, they're all indirect.
They influence each other.
Yeah, indirectly, but it's not a direct impact.
So the last one, just to finish this podcast with Lulu and Attica. So Lulu, what is like your quote or the message inside your head that drives you every day to keep going?
My quote is, it depends. I'm just kidding. It depends. What my quote is,
what drives you? Like you're feeling every day to keep going, to wake up and do the work, and
not just financial freedom, but peace. And that's what drives me every day I wake up, is how peaceful is my day going to be today? How kind I can be and helpful for everybody? How can I approach my day every day? So I meditate in the morning so I can put my worries aside and say, what can I do to help everybody around me? So in return, I can get my peace, right? I don't want to come into a situation where I'm combative, argumentative, or anything like that. I always try to say, God, please have me accomplish my day today peacefully, so then I can be at ease, right? That's where I come from. And then at the end of the day, I close out my day and I say, thanks to God for what I went through today. I had some lessons that I had to overcome, and I'm going to be better tomorrow.
Why do you think that changed on you, or you're always in that position?
Never. It's being 2 decades in this industry, and then all the journey. I mean, I'm not 18, 20, 30 anymore. We're going half a century, right? And I think from there, just experience, and then seeing the growth of just not just kids, but life in general, looking at your parents get older, and then hearing them talk about how we grew up. And it's like, oh my God, it's true. I want to have peace where they're at, right? I'm not going to wait till I'm 80. I'm asking the elders, what are your regrets? What are some of the things that you wanted to do more? It's unfortunate that my parents I'm trying to convince them to move. So they're closer in a better area. So they're like, no, we're going to be 8 foot under the ground soon, so we're not moving anywhere. And it's just true, right? And they don't want to disrupt their lives. They're just looking for peace and just to go through the motions and live out the rest of their life, because they're not 30 years from 100. You know, they're around the corner. So I just got to accept that.
You, Attica?
Would you hate it if I say same? I'm just kidding. So I think me and my husband always talk about, like, you know, our plans and our age and how it impacts everything we're going to do moving forward. So now we have 2 kids. So whatever we do will impact their future. So both of us tell each other every day that, see, we're working hard for the family. Everything we do is for the family. Ultimately, everything is for the family. So I think that's our driving force and motivation, waking up, just going about everything, wanting to grow, experiment with maybe opening up a new restaurant in the future, or just diversifying our portfolios, our career paths, so that in the future, when we're more established, and since we're still in our 30s, we always say that this is the year, you know, I mean, these 10 years, we have to hustle,
Yeah.
so that we can enjoy our 40s, or so that we can have some stability in our 40s. And in the 50s, it should just keep getting better.
Yes.
But if you put in the work now, then we can enjoy those years a few years
100%.
from now. So, yeah.
So should we close it out?
Yes.
So thanks for watching. What is it? The Just One.
Just One Network show
The
with
Just One. Are we saying Attica and Lulu show? So let's close it out. Yeah, let's close it out.
Thank you so much for watching.
And if you have any suggestions or comments, say Just One on the comments, and let us know what your thoughts are, and add some content to us, or send some content to us, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
What do you think of this show? Do we have something?